Hey guys, once again it's Shahir from Polygon Motion and welcome to this tutorial. In tip number 7 from Sketch Tips, we will talk about CSS and SVG code in Sketch and why it's very important to export CSS and SVG code and deliver it to a developer, or if you're a developer yourself, you can use CSS and SVG code that you can generate it from Sketch to create changes and make changes to your design project very easily without opening the actual project and worrying about too much things. So if you're ready, let's jump to it. CSS is stand for Cascading Style Sheet and SVG is Scalable Vector Graphic. These two technologies or these two languages or anything that you call them is a kind of format for vector-based shapes. For example, with SVG file, if you scale the shape, or if you zoom in, or if you just change the position or anything else, you won't get any pixel artifaction, and they are very high quality. And nowadays most of the artists use SVG for interchanging the web elements for avoiding losing of quality on their projects. And it is very important to know, if you're using Illustrator or if you're using Photoshop, you have access to copying the are getting the CSS and SVG code in both of these programs, and because they are very popular among artists, Adobe integrated these kind of features to their softwares like Photoshop and Illustrator. Now on Sketch we have these tools as well. They're locating in Edit. You see Copy CSS attribute. Because we didn't select anything, it's disabled, but when we select a shape on our artboard, it will enabled and we can copy it. And also we have copy SVG code. So at the normal mode we can simply copy it. For example, I want to copy the attributes and parameters or the properties of this shape in a rectangle that I have in here. Simply I select my shape and go to Edit and copy CSS attributes. Once I copy, now it's copied to my clipboard. If I go to a program like a text edit and comment v that, and you see that I get the CSS code of this, and if I paste this in a HTML code, and if I integrate this code with a CSS file within a HTML web page, you will get this kind of shape on your web page, and you don't have to copy this, you don't have to save this or anything else. You just have to copy this piece of code on your HTML code or on your HTML page. You will get this shape, and that is very cool. Without any saving, without any copy pasting, we just have this code, and it's kind of universal, and you can share it with others. And you see that we have our background, it's our color in RGBA paint. It's gray color, code of gray color in RGBA mode. In border we have 6 pixel from solid color of blue. It is the hexadecimal code of blue, and the border radius, the rounded corner, is 49 pixel, and that is pretty much all the things that you need. And that is the benefit of copying CSS code. And the other thing is the SVG code. If I copy this and if I select this, the rectangle only, and copy the SVG code and paste it in here, you see that it's a little bit longer code because it contains different other parameters of your shape. You see that I have my different groups, and if you don't know the HTML or CSS or tag-based language or markup language, you won't get any idea or any sense of these things. What are them? You just confused about these code, but don't worry, it's not very important. But if you're a UI developer, if you want to develop your UI, you have to know about HTML and CSS, and then you can figure out with these and you can change it. But if you are just a UI designer, if you design UI, it's not so important for you to know about them. But I recommend you to check out But in my case, in my personal view, you have to know about HTML and CSS a little bit. I personally, I know these languages a little bit, and I can figure out, and I have a general understanding of these codes, and I prefer to use them, and I prefer to learn them a lot, because it's a kind of tool that I have in my toolbox when whenever I working on a project and I faced with a challenge. I can simply figure out with those challenge, and I can solve my problem with these. So this is our SVG code, and you see that I have my stroke and stroke width. So now we can also save and export that. We can also export this these shapes to an SVG file. For example, if I go to export rectangle, and in here we have different options, I simply choose SVG in here. These are the vector-based formats, and these are the pixel-based. So I simply use SVG and export my rectangle, for example, in desktop, and click export. Now if I go to SVG file, you see that it will open it to a browser, and I have my shape. If I zoom in, you won't get any pixel artifaction, and it's completely high quality. And now if I go to text edit and open this SVG file, for example this, now we have the same code, and we can change some of the parameters. So you see that I have my SVG code, and I can change them. I can select them and change some of the parameters in here and save them, and you can get that kind of result. And it's very good to use SVG and CSS alongside of each other to create a beautiful and a professional UI design. And also it's a kind of easy to use and help you to change some of the parameters without going to the actual project and changing it from your project and from the software itself. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed from this tutorial, and don't forget to check out Polygon motion courses on Udemy with coupon codes that I have put on the right hand side, and click on there and get 50% coupons on different Polygon motion courses on Udemy. And stay tuned with other tutorials. My name is Ichishira, and see you guys next time.